Hello folks, hope you're doing well. This is, I think, the first video of the day. Yeah, that's cool. Well, there's no worries there, I don't care. I had a conversation with Daigle earlier. He phoned me up. So I spoke to him about the situation with regards to me in church. Explaining what's been going on and the message I got from the pastor. Then I explained about the posts. I explained we'd had conversations about it, but the pastor just doesn't seem to want to let it go. And yeah, that's not good. I also explained to him that yes, on that particular day of Alex, yes, I was incredibly tired at the time. I come back because I got up early in order to pray for the church before the meeting. Because they'd asked for people to do that. They had asked for people to do that, so I said, okay. When they asked, they didn't say you had to go for the pastor first. Of course they don't. No. You get that information when you turn up and you haven't asked the pastor because you didn't know you had to. Then they tell you to basically bugger off. Yeah. And in that sort of way. Rather than a kind way, thank you for coming in, they tell you in a rather unkind way. Yeah. So when I got back from church, I was really tired. I tried to keep, and I couldn't because all that was on my mind was what that Alex had been saying and how incredibly ridiculous it was for him to be put up there to say anything other than his testimony. And so I explained that to Dave. I said, I explained that to the pastor. I explained to the pastor what I was saying. I wasn't having a go at Alex at all. I said, I think Alex probably thought I was having a go at him as well. Which, you just listen to what I say, then you know I wasn't. But, okay. Yeah. And I said to Dave, look, 10 days ago, I mentioned about that. The Russells. And, that in that service, what they did was good. But I also mentioned in that service that those two songs at the end were demonic. And so in one service you can have bad, very, very bad, and you can have good. So not in any way, shape or form am I trying at all to put a bad light on the church. I have never, ever, ever at any point in time tried to make the church look worse than what it is. Not at all. I've actually been very kind on most occasions of, dumbing down a bit, being kinder than what I could be. But it's because of the fact that I will speak truth, and as I say, the pastor said I should have spoke to the woman who was doing the worship, and I said I couldn't. So first of all, I don't know her. Secondly, it wasn't personal against her. It was as an example of what I'd shared already. And I gave an up-to-date example of how this is still the case, how people still do not understand worship. And certainly, the point of people being up there and leading worship about what their job is actually to do. It's about, saying to people, we've got to learn from that. We've got to do better. That our standard of everything has to be better. We have to understand that if this is a ministry, are we supposed to be in it, like worship? Are we supposed to be up there doing that? Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Well, I said to Dave, I'll probably see him occasionally, because if God wants me to pop into that church to say hello to people, then I will do so. But there's a big issue there between myself and that pastor. If I see that the pastor will not let issues go, well then, is that something I can let go? Well, is that something I can come under him, knowing what is in him and what is in his nature? Especially as he claims to be a pastor. That is not the nature of a pastor. So I can't come under a pastor who's not acting like a pastor. With me, it's not as if he's only had one opportunity. We've had walk, we've had talk, and I'm pretty sure we had another talk. We certainly had times on text. He had many, many times when he could have gone to God, he could have understood the error of his ways, and he could have repented, he could have asked me to forgive him, but no, he did none of that at all. So, yeah, that is what it is. So I just explained that to Dave. Well, me and Dave go back a number of years. So, yeah. Well, and today I was speaking to God about stuff, and, you know, one thing is a certainty. I still have joy. I still have incredible joy. I just sing that song, You Are the Reason, to God. And as I was singing it, I could feel the joy. Yeah, my face was lit up. I could feel it. I could feel the muscles going in that massive smile, and yeah, You Are the Joy. You Are the Reason by Callum Scott. You can go and find it. It's on YouTube. So yeah. So basically, I mean, I understand. I've spoken to God a lot about it the last couple of days. Do I have any idea what's coming tomorrow? No. It's quite likely that if it's the sheriff who has been dealing with me quite a bit, I will not be banned from having dogs, but it's quite likely she will not order that my dogs are returned. And they'll probably be sold. That, I think, is quite likely to be the case. Yeah. Well, if I'm going simply by the fact, we'll put it this way, if God wants to step in and do something, then anything is possible, absolutely anything. But so far, yeah, God has not wanted to end this and end this on something beautiful. So, yeah, I completely understand. If it's His will for something to happen, it's going to happen. So am I saying it's going to end up badly? No. I'm simply saying I do not know, and it's possible it will. But the reason why I'm saying it's possible it will is because I know that my joy will not disappear. It won't. There will be a moment or two when it's like, oh, for goodness sake. Yeah, it'll be tough. Yeah, if it means I've lost my family and yeah, my dog's for good, then yeah, that's going to be a tough thing, of course. But of course it is. But the reality is there are far bigger things, far more important things at this moment in time. It really is. Yeah, I've got so much learning to do, and yeah, even things in my nature to be more of His nature. And if I'm ever going to be used by God, that is so much more important than anything else. That has to be the priority. And as I say, I'm still in the same location, and if God was saying to me, my dogs aren't coming back here, then I haven't moved. So therefore, it's, 3 days ago I heard 3 days. But the problem is, when God never tells you exactly what that 3 days means, or what's going to happen at the end of that 3 days, you can hope it means something big, but you've always got to have that understanding that because God never said exactly what it means, you don't know. And that's the reality, you don't know. And so maybe it just meant me understanding that my joy is not in the result. And even if that result, because I've already been through that with the possibility of wifey and that stand. Well, not the possibility of wifey, the belief of wifey. And that stand not ending with that, I understood that it's a journey. As I say, there's a lot about this and the 14 months waiting for this that I do not understand, but He does. And so, yeah, I do not know what may or may not happen tomorrow. Say, if Father wills to get involved and to do something incredible, then it will be beautiful. If not, it will simply be whatever that sheriff decides that she wants to do. I say, do I think that God may have spoken to her? Yeah, may have. In the end, we're going to find out tomorrow. That's the reality. We are going to find out tomorrow. And so, yeah. We will see what happens, won't we? Well, even last night, I had a bit more money in my bank account than what I thought I did. And I said to God, oh, is that because I might have to pay a fine? With this court case, is that it? I might have to pay some money. Yeah. To the pain in the arse scumbags who actually have my dogs. Yeah. Well, I still believe that that's what they are. That is their nature. God has used their nature. And the nature of the SSPCA is very, very dark. Yeah. Anyway, we'll find out tomorrow what's going to happen. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.